Welcome to the reading module. This is the 10th task in the PTE Academic. However, this is the first task inside the reading module. This is the reading and writing fill in the blanks, or at least it used to be, because they changed the name. Yes, now we call this reading fill in the blanks drop down. The reason is because the name no longer includes the word writing, because they took the points away. This task used to give you the second most writing points, and you never had to write anything in this task. So it didn't make sense, right? You used to get a lot of writing points here, and now it's gone. So they just call this reading fill in the blanks drop down, because there's another one later on also fill in the blanks, but it's something else. We'll get there when we get there. All right, so that's the biggest change. Now, even though they took the points away from the writing, they didn't take the points away from the reading. This one got promoted to be the number one task for your reading points. Because in the past, before the changes, read aloud used to give you the most points for the reading. Now that's been removed. The writing points have been removed here. So now this gives you the most reading points out of all the tasks that can give you reading points. All right, so now we understand the significance of this task. So in this tutorial, I'm going to give you an overview. I'm going to talk about what this task is, what it looks like, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the scoring. But the scoring is very straightforward, so after that, I must talk about time management, because that is crucial for the reading module. So y'all ready? Let's get into it. Here is the rundown for the reading fill in the blanks drop down. You will be given 5 to 6 of these questions. Each question will have 4 to 5 blanks. Each correct answer is worth 1 point for the reading only. There are no negative markings for this task. There's a reason why I'm saying this, so you'll see something different later. You have to try to answer the questions in under 2 minutes. Yeah, so time management is going to be crucial. I'll talk about that after we talk about how to score points. Now, just so you know, this is a reading task. So it's no surprise, right, that you're going to have to do reading. Now, if you're anticipating or you plan to pass the PTE without any knowledge of grammar, vocabulary, collocations, I don't really know how you plan on doing that, because this task right here requires you to have knowledge on all of those things. Yes, some people do try to memorize prediction lists and things like that. You can definitely try. I mean, there are lists out there on the internet, but there's no guarantee that you're going to get those questions. There's a good chance you'll get it, but for me, over the years, I've taken this exam a lot, and I don't really see consistency in the questions that repeat. Oftentimes, I get questions I have never seen before, and I have seen a lot of these questions. So it's really up to you on what your strategy is, because I can't tell you what to do. But for me, I personally, I show people grammar. I show them collocations, dependent prepositions. Of course, vocabulary will require reading. So that's my recommendation. But either way, for now, let me show you what this task looks like. This is a screenshot from the official PTE mock exam. This is the closest we're going to get to seeing what the question looks like on the real exam. So as you can see here, we're going to get a passage. And inside the passage, you're going to have blanks. And each of those blanks will have a drop-down list. And now you know why it's called drop-down. You're going to get 4, maybe 5 options, but generally it's going to be 4 options per blank. You must select the answer that best completes the sentence or the blank. All right, and as soon as you're done with this, you want to press next, because time is crucial here. So that means as soon as you're done and you're sure about your answers, you got to press next. You got to keep going. We cannot waste time. Yeah, I keep saying that, right? I keep talking about the time. So I'm going to get right to that. But let me just show you how to score points in these reading tasks, because they're pretty much all binary questions. What I mean by that is right or it's wrong. So I'll show you. Let's take a look at the score guide. It doesn't even take up much space. They're all on the same page, right? So you're going to see this over and over again as we talk about the scoring. The very first one, fill in the blanks, drop down. You see there's going to be 5 to 6 of these questions, and you get a point for each one you answer correctly. 0 is the minimum, meaning if you don't answer it, you get nothing. There's no negative points here. So you only get points when you answer it correctly. So you see what I mean when I say binary, right? It's just right or it's wrong. Unlike the speaking and the writing, you had content, fluency, word count, things like that. None of that here. It's just right or it's wrong. And most of the questions, or all of the questions, are either grammar, collocations, or vocabulary. So those are the things you must improve. However, it doesn't even matter how much knowledge you have. If you don't have the time to answer the questions, what you gonna do? And that's what's changed about this, not just this task, the entire reading. We used to get about a little bit over 2 minutes to answer each question if you evenly distributed the time. You can control the time, but if you evenly distribute it, it used to be over 2 minutes. But now it seems like it's been reduced because on average, if you take the average time, you're going to get around 26, 27 minutes. And on average, if you take the average number of questions, you're going to get about 17, maybe 18 questions. That's about a minute and a half now. So we went from having about 2 minutes or a little bit more than 2 minutes to answer these questions to about 1 minute and a half. That's a significant reduction because they don't want you to answer these correctly, right? That is why it's crucial that we manage our time. There are questions in the reading module that should not take up too much time, or you definitely don't even want to spend time there. And when we get to those tasks, I'm going to talk about it. But this one right here, you definitely want to answer it within a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Don't go over 2 minutes because you're going to take time away from other important tasks. So that's what I mean by time management. We're going to practice it in class. I'll talk more about it in the upcoming tutorials. For now, let's go to the next task. Y'all ready? Let's go.